Since World War II, and besides the Jeep, the Dodge or Ram Power Wagon is one of the most notorious purpose-built trucks in U.S. history. Once used as a functional tool in World War II, to being used as a piece of farm machinery, to being a factory-built off-road legend, and today we get to see if the new Power Wagons still live up to its legendary history. So make sure and smash that subscribe button so that way you guys can hold on to the ride with us. Also, just a reminder, or if you didn't already know, that we have a huge inventory of new tires, wheels, and suspension kits for your Jeep, truck, Toyota, or SUV, or Power Wagon with special financing, including an available 0% plan. You don't have to worry about waiting or not fitting it in your budget. So to build your rig today and hit the trails tomorrow, make sure and check out our website at TrailBuiltOffroad.com. Otherwise, we'll have the link above me here. Hey, what's up guys? Josh from TrailBuilt, and the Power Wagon is quite often referred to as one of the most off-road capable full-size trucks to come straight from the factory. Mechanically derived from the Dodge's WC series that were used in World War II, the Power Wagon was introduced in 1946 as the first civilian production four-wheel drive truck. Some speculate that the Power Wagon name was actually derived from a trucking magazine from its era of origin, although it was most commonly referred to as the flat fender or a T137, which is a Dodge engineering code that many hardcore Power Wagon enthusiasts still refer to it as to this day. The Dodge Power Wagon was produced from 1945 to 1980 in various model series, with the first Dodge Power Wagon model lasting basically unchanged until 1957. By then, it picked up the newer Dodge half-ton pickup styling and interior. Many of these early generations of the Power Wagon are some of the most collectible off-road trucks ever made. Then, as a nameplate for the Dodge Ram, the Power Wagon was made from 2005 until 2013, until the Power Wagon was marketed under the name of Ram, as in Ram trucks, from 2013 until current. In 2005, Dodge has resurrected the Power Wagon name on a version of the Dodge Ram 2500, which was basically a special off-road version of the 2500 Ram that had a 5.7-liter Hemi V8 as its only power plant option until 2014, when it received the 6.4-liter Hemi. Unfortunately, Ram hasn't offered the diesel Cummins in the Power Wagon, and even the new 2021 75th Anniversary Edition still comes standard with the 6.4-liter Hemi and is the only engine option. But even without the diesel option, these Power Wagons are still badass trucks when you get them in their natural off-road environment. With electronic lockers both front and rear, 410 gears, electronically controlled sway bar disconnects, a worn 12,000-pound winch with synthetic cable, an 8-speed adaptive shift control heavy-duty transmission, and the 410 horsepower, 429 foot-pounds of torque 6.4-liter Hemi, and a plethora of other unique Power Wagon features, there's no wonder as to why Motor Trend picked the Ram's heavy-duty line of trucks as their 2020 Truck of the Year winner. But we can't just take everyone's word on how well this thing works, so if you didn't already see, we have a 2020 Ram Power Wagon sitting behind me, and we're gonna go put this thing to the test. So make sure and hold on and let's go. Guys, well, we have just left the shop. We are driving this 2020 Ram Power Wagon with the 6.4-liter. We're gonna go out to our TrailBuilt proving grounds, and we're gonna put this thing to the test. We're gonna show you guys how well this thing can crawl and do its thing while off-roading. So we're gonna try out the front and rear lockers. We're gonna disconnect the sway bars, throw it in 4 low, and let her go. So make sure and stay tuned because this is gonna be some fun. Let's go. You guys might recognize where we're at, as we've been out here before with some of our other testing videos. So we're gonna put this Power Wagon to the test. We're gonna climb some of these hills, especially with the snow. It's gonna make it pretty interesting, pretty challenging. And I'm super excited because something you guys don't know about me is I love these Power Wagons. Not so much the newer ones because they're all fancy and whatever, but I like the older version Power Wagons where they still had the leaf springs in all four corners and rode like lumber wagons. So I'm pretty excited to try this thing out. Haven't driven one of these new Power Wagons before, so pretty exciting to see what kind of performance and what kind of capability it has when putting it to the test. So let's go try this thing out. Control kept kicking in. So as soon as we would gain enough momentum where that inertia sensor would pick up on it, it would say, heck no, you guys aren't doing this. You can't have fun out here in the snow and in the cold weather. No, you got to behave yourselves. You got to be adults about all this, and well, that's just no fun. So we're gonna move on to our next test, and we're gonna go try out the hill climbs. I don't know, maybe you guys have suggestions on how we can turn off that stupid traction control, roll stability control, whatever it is. We even tried holding down the button for like 10 seconds, but it would just turn back on. So I don't know, maybe there's another trick to it. Let us know. But let's move on to the next test. It's cold. All right, so we couldn't do our donuts the way we wanted to do our donuts. So the next test that we have on our list is the hill climb. Now, being out here in Wisconsin, we do have a few inches of snow on the ground, and the hill that we're about to climb is probably, I don't know, maybe a 30-degree angle, something like that. It's steep enough that it's gonna give us some traction issues. So the first test that we're gonna do is we're gonna go up the hill, we're gonna throw it in 4 low, and we're gonna leave the lockers off. We're not gonna lock the axles, anything like that, and we're just gonna see if we can crawl the hill. Then we're gonna come back down, we're gonna lock just the rear axle, do it again, see how much more traction we have. And then the last test we're gonna do, we're gonna be in 4 low, we're gonna have the front and rear lockers both engaged, disconnect off, the sway bar disconnect off, and then see how it does. So, and the other thing too I should mention is that we're not going to be airing down the tires or anything like that. So we're going to be at regular street pressure. So definitely we'll put it to the test and see how it goes. Let's go try it out. All right, let's go guys. We are in 4 low, open diffs. So I do not have either the front or rear lockers engaged, and I don't have the sway bar disconnected. And so we're just gonna go up this hill in 4 low, let her go, see how much traction we actually have. So far it's doing pretty good. We're already 3/4 of the way or so up the hill, but this is the part where it really starts getting steep. So we're still crawling. I'm barely even on the gas at all. Now for the most extreme part of this hill climb, coming up the very top ledge, didn't even barely slip a tire, and it walked right up it. No lockers engaged. That was impressive. I was not expecting that. So we're gonna have to find a steeper hill where we can really put this thing to the test, lose traction, and then kick in the lockers. So not too bad. I'm impressed. Doesn't do donuts for shit, but I'm still impressed. Rear axle, I don't have the sway bar disconnected yet. We're just gonna try climbing up this little ledge here. It's basically like a berm that's been washed out. So as you can see, didn't get too far. Just got one of the front tires up on the ledge and obviously lost traction right there. So we're gonna just back down just a little bit here. Now for the fun part, and the part I've been waiting for, is we're gonna go ahead and throw it in neutral and then lock the front. So front and rear lockers engaging as we speak. It can take a little bit, which is really weird. In fact, the front locker has not actually fully engaged yet. So I don't know if it's going to. I wouldn't be surprised. Sway bar disconnect in progress. So I got both the sway bar disconnecting right now. It's blinking at me. And then I also have the front locker that has just been blinking at me the whole time. So I don't know guys, we might not even be able to do this test with the front locker engaged because it just doesn't seem like it's working, which is quite the disappointment that it's not locked in all the way. Wow, this is impressive. We are already almost, oh, there we go. Now we're losing traction. Here we go. Come on, come on. I can't tell if the driver's side front, I can tell if the driver, so the driver's side front tire is spinning. Now it says we're locked both front and rear. I'm gonna scissor the steering wheel a little bit, see if we can get some traction here. And we got it, we got it. Come on, let's go. Careful of the belly pan here. That's the only one disadvantage with this compared to like a Jeep is the longer wheelbase. It's not too hard to get bottomed out on some of these more steeper obstacles. Shorter wheelbase, obviously we would have more of what's called the brake over angle. So with a longer wheelbase, you don't get quite as much ground clearance underneath the belly pan as you would with a shorter wheelbase. So we're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna try this climb again and see if we can just pop the belly pan right back up on this berm here. But I'm in. Now remember guys, we're still running street pressure. So if I was aired down, I think our chances of climbing this berm would be a lot better than what it is. But nonetheless, still definitely really impressed with how well this thing even climbed with street pressure, stock tires. It's got the Wrangler Goodyear Duratrax on it, which is a really good traction tire for all different types of terrains and good on the road, and still plenty of traction to do things like this off-road. So pretty impressed. I like it. The long wheelbase I think hurts us a little bit, and the street pressures, but still it's doing its thing. I mean, it's climbing some things it's probably not really designed to climb, but that's all right, because that just shows you guys how much of a machine this thing is. I mean, look at that. That was impressive. That was pretty amazing. Nope, don't want to slide off the edge here. There we go. All right, so we're gonna turn on the downhill assist, the downhill control assist button. And what it does is basically just slows the truck down using the transmission, using the brakes, eases off the gas. So if you're starting to go down a somewhat of a slippery climb, it's gonna limit your amount of momentum basically going down that hill, especially on traction, loose traction situations, like whether it's gravel or maybe sand or whatever it might be. So it's a neat feature. It's nothing fancy, but it definitely does help slow you down when you're going down some of those really steep declines. So what is my conclusion on the new 2020 Ram Power Wagon? Well, quite honestly, I have to be a little bit disappointed with these new trucks. There's too much technology for me. You guys know I drive that old 73 Scout. That thing has done wonders for me with all that extra technology. So without all of that, I think it would be pretty decent if we could really get it out here and, you know, put this thing to the boards and spin it around. I think it would be pretty fun, but obviously it doesn't let us do that. The hill climbs though, especially with the front and rear lockers engaged, 4 low and the sway bar disconnected, man, this thing crawled right up that berm. That was pretty impressive. We're running street pressure on these Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax and long wheelbase. So it still did really well climbing up that berm. I was impressed that way. I'm not a new truck kind of a guy. I mean, this would be great for a daily driver, and if I had to put it to work, maybe on a farm or whatever it may be. Maybe I'm cutting down trees and hauling lumber or whatever the case may be. I think it would be okay with that, maybe just hauling kids to the store or to the school or whatever. But all in all, to really put one of these newer trucks off-road and put it to the test, well, I don't really think Ram had that intention in mind for this truck. I think they wanted it to be capable off-road, but if you really want to do some serious hardcore off-roading, Jeep, Toyota Tacoma, 4Runner, maybe that's the best route to go. Other than that, I think it was decent. It was okay. It had decent amount of power with the 6.4 liter Hemi. It was all right there. Would be even better to see it with a Cummins diesel, since this thing's probably spending most of its time on road anyways for most of us. If I was looking to purchase one, I wouldn't purchase it strictly to do a bunch of off-roading with, and I don't think anybody else would either, but it does do pretty decent crawling off-road. Other than that, if I needed a tow truck, this would be a great truck for it. So definitely hope all of you enjoyed this video. I know we had a lot of fun filming it, taking it off-road. I'd love to do this a lot more often with you guys, so make sure and stay tuned. And guys, if you are looking for a new set of Wrangler Durtrax wheels, suspension, whatever it may be, make sure and head on over to our website, TrailBuiltOffroad.com. Other than that, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from Trail Built, and we'll see you guys out on the trail.